The Rep Fitness leg developer finally hit my front steps. And before I even had a chance to unbox it and hide the cardboard from my wife, I saw this listed on Facebook Marketplace. Keep in mind, this just started to hit people's front steps only a few weeks ago, and it had me wondering, it had me questioning, did I just make the biggest and most expensive mistake of this YouTube channel?
No!
The No Fate channel? Checking in. Jonathan here with the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to this exceptionally hyped Rep Fitness leg developer. And yes, I did reach out to the gentleman selling theirs on Facebook Marketplace, and we're going to talk about why he cut bait so quickly. I would say, let's start off with the good. But the features I'm going to mention are downright great. I mean, Rep Fitness has worked on this thing for 3 years, and they have some fantastic touches that really sets this apart from much of the competition. Starting off with my favorite, the padding. Not only is it big, it is dense, and it is grippy. This is absolutely S tier, and to be honest, out of all the leg developer attachments I have tried, this is the best padding by far.
I want the truth!
Rep Fitness did not skimp on the details. This thing looks good, feels good, ultra sturdy. They went so far as to add knurling to these pop pins, and they even go the extra mile. Now, this is a locking pin that you will use when this is not in use in order to kind of pick it up and move it around. Literally something that most companies wouldn't give two thoughts about, and a lot of companies just wouldn't downright include. They put contours on this thing so it's easy to grab, and they even magnetize the inside, so once you place it, it absolutely sticks. This attaches to your adjustable bench using 2 pop pins, one at the top and one at the bottom. And when you first get this in, yeah, it's gonna take you a little bit of time. You're gonna find the wrong hole, you're not gonna be able to line it up correctly. Hey, we've all been there before. Once you get familiar with it, once you get used to it, you're gonna bring that time down. I've got it down now to less than 10 seconds, about the time it takes for you to hit that subscribe button down below.
Got him!
This Black Beauty fits 3 of Rep Fitness's premium adjustable benches. This thing fit me like a glove. I'm 6'1", I'm 190, and yes, I'm an absolute unit. And I was able to get my body in here, and it almost felt like that Goldilocks zone. My legs and knee point were right where I wanted it to be. I got a beautiful stretch on my hamstrings as well as my quads. On the leg extension, my legs were like way back here. So again, you get that full range of motion, full tension from the start, and it just seemed to be ideal. And I'm gonna tell you, everybody's built different between your height, your weight, and even your femur length. And when I had this set up for me, there was still room to go longer if you happen to be a taller individual, and there was plenty of room to go shorter if you are on the short side. There are 3 ways to add resistance to this leg developer. Number 1, tried and true, just slap on some plates. Number 2 is to utilize plates and bands. But unlike a lot of the other systems where you've got to set up some fugazi type of band system, they actually have channels and specific spots for you to run these bands so that they will fit perfectly and you're not going to tear up your bands in the process. And the third method, the one that is not only the best but the quickest in terms of adjusting the weight, has to be connecting it to a cable machine. Any cable machine will do. The biggest concern when purchasing a leg extension or leg curl machine or leg developer, whatever you want to call it, is that resistance curve. Does it feel normal and consistent throughout the whole range of the motion? And when you're just utilizing plates, the resistance curve feels good, but it isn't perfect. You do get drop off at the top end of your motion of your exercise, and this is of no surprise. In fact, this is something that Rep Fitness themselves specifically acknowledged in their own marketing YouTube video that they put out. Spoiler alert, I spoke with the guy who sold his just 2 weeks after getting it in, and the reason was he didn't like that resistance curve when he was utilizing just plates. But there is good news. Once you connect these light bands, you're gonna feel beautiful. It's gonna feel perfect in terms of how that resistance hits. And the good news is, Rep Fitness is more than happy to sell you these at checkout. To be completely fair, transparent, and honest, I've reviewed a number of these leg developers, whether they were standalone machines or attachments to benches like this one, and almost all of them I needed to utilize bands in order to get that resistance curve dialed in. Now, the best way to add resistance, and the one that feels the cleanest, the most like you're in a local gym utilizing a standalone machine, is with their cable attachment. You connect this to any cable machine that has a low position, and you can just go to town, and it feels beautiful.
And it feels different. It feels fantastic.
However, it is gonna run you an additional $80. The max weight capacity is only 250 pounds, but don't let that scare you. On some leg developers, yes, you're gonna have to load up like 5, 6 plates on there in order to really feel it, and you'll still be hitting reps of like 15 or 20. With this thing, when I had 45 on each side and a light band, man, I was struggling to hit 10. So I don't think that 250-pound weight limit is gonna be a factor for any of you. Before I dive into the bad when it comes to Rep Fitness's leg developer, let's take a small moment to talk about my affiliate links, which are in the description of today's video. Now, I do honest reviews and I try to give people the pros and the cons, and sometimes that means basically bashing a piece of equipment. And in that case, you're clearly not going to buy it. So what do? I put affiliate links in the description to everything, whether you want gym equipment, you want pre-workout, you want blender bottles, you want cookware, or you want discounted toilet paper. It's down there. If you use those affiliate links, you let the big, bad voodoo daddy know so that I can send you a small token of my appreciation. And if you're from Rep Fitness and you're watching this video, this would probably be a good time to click on another video.
Can you earmuff it for me?
Because we're going to talk about the bad, and one thing has to be the cable. This thing has like almost a 4-foot cable length. Space is always a massive concern, and having to account for this cable length, having to account for this attachment, and then the bench that you attach it to is going to mean that if you have a lot of space, you may be very tight in maneuvering this thing around.
Tight, like this.
And if you have limited space, it might just be that the pattern is full. Negative, Ghost Rider, negative.
Negative, Ghost Rider, the pattern is full.
When it came to getting on this thing for the leg curl, it was awkward. It just wasn't comfortable. That made me feel like a baby giraffe. Like I was in some crazy Pilates class trying to throw my leg over and get into position and adjust my quads to line up with these pads. It's one of those things that it wasn't a deal breaker, and it wasn't something that was so inconvenient that I wasn't gonna actually do the exercise because of it, but it is something that I'd yet to get used to. I've used this a bunch of times now, and it's still as awkward every time, both getting on and getting off. Now, one thing this is lacking when it comes to those leg curls are handles. When you're going light and doing leg curls, it's not a big deal. You just grab the bench wherever your hands can find it. But when you're actually going heavy, like sets of like 6 or 8, and you're really trying to grind it out, you find that your hands are like just moving around trying to find those handles that don't exist. The last issue before we move on to the ugly category has to do with space. Now, we already talked about how home gyms, every inch matters, right? This thing, because it's so premium and beefy and feels so good to use, it's tall, it's wide, it's deep, and it is heavy. You're not gonna put this on your wall control. You're not gonna find a shelf to store this on. In fact, getting this thing on the platform by itself was a major work. I mean, I had to lift with my legs, and it was heavy. You better know where you're gonna put it before it even arrives. You're gonna have to store it up against a wall or even in a corner, but that's gonna be your best bet. I guess we gotta talk about the ugly, and I already kind of hinted at it, and that is the cost. The base price for this, I can't even believe I'm gonna say this, $550. That's not a typo, I didn't stutter. That is the base price. And if you wanna go out and get yourself the cable attachment, which I think is a superb addition to this thing, that's gonna run you another $80. And oh, by the way, if you wanna get these light bands starting at $30 for the pair, and then it goes up from there. You're flirting with $650 real quick. That $650 price tag is more than some pretty good standalone leg developer machines. But here's where it gets weird. That $650, even the base price at $550, without any of these bands, is going to cost you as much, if not more, than the adjustable bench you're going to attach it to. That just doesn't seem to compute when you are thinking about that. Now, I know this thing is absolutely premium. I believe this happens to be one of the best, if not the best, leg developer attachments, but it's gonna be a hard pill for your brain to swallow that you're gonna have to pay more for it than the actual bench itself. When I tested this at Home Gym Con, I knew it was gonna be expensive. I expected it at like $400 delivered, which again would still be a pretty good price tag. That $650 mark for all of the things that I mentioned, that's just ridiculously high. Keep in mind, that's like going out buying a $40,000 car and then deciding, I'm gonna add a tow package. And oh, by the way, that tow package costs you $65,000 additional dollars. And now it's time. It is time for my final thoughts when it comes to Rep Fitness's exceptionally hyped leg developer. And the truth is, this is a beautiful piece of equipment. High quality, durable, looks good, feels good, tons of nice little touches that they've added, and it just works. It's just one of those things that people were waiting for, and they got it. And a lot of people out there absolutely love it. But when the attachment costs more than the adjustable bench that you're putting it on, you expect perfection. You don't expect a drop off on your leg extension or leg curl when you're just adding plates. You don't expect that you're gonna have to do your own tweaks to this in order to line it up. You don't expect to have issues getting on and getting off of it. And you certainly don't expect the, oh, just add bands excuse to the resistance curve. Is this thing great? Does the cable thing look awesome? Absolutely. At $550, you have to expect perfection from this, and it's just shy of that. It's not bad, it's not a mistake, it's just not perfect. And at that price point where it costs more than the bench itself, you expect perfection. Now, two things that are absolutely perfect and don't cost you anything: these two videos. Watch the videos, hit the links in the description, hit that subscribe button, you lazy bum, and as usual, don't save anything for the trip back.